Just when you thought generative AI had settled down, boom, DeepSeek comes in from China and says, hold my beer. Is it better? Is it the same? Is it worse? The answer? Yeah, all of the above. But don't make the mistake of believing that DeepSeek or any other AI tool is going to give you anything more than just the most probable content based on your query or prompt. Now, we often mistake saying that it provides the average of content, the average content, but that's incorrect. All these models give you the most probable content, and there's a difference. But wait, you say, well, what is that difference? Well, remember, generative AI tools don't understand your query or prompt, at least not like how you would understand it in context like a human. It simply predicts the most probable sequence of words that come next based on your query or prompt. Not what's most original, not what's best, not what's worst, the most probable. Now, occasionally, the most probable answer might be brilliant. It might be truly insightful. Other times, the most probable is going to be a big fail, or, as we know, sometimes completely made up. But more likely, and in fact most probable, is that it's a regurgitated, repackaged version from the expression of all the ideas based on your query or prompt that have come before. So if you're a marketer, well, welcome to the war for differentiation. A decade ago, Kim and Mauburn's Blue Ocean Strategy book made waves. Yeah, I did just do that, made waves. Anyway, distinguishing between red oceans, crowded, hyper-competitive markets, and blue oceans, untapped competition-free opportunities. Today, in modern marketing, most marketing strategies are forced to swim in red oceans, competing for attention with minor variations on the same well-worn ideas. Industries like MarTech, streaming media, airlines, automotive, classic examples of this hyper-saturated competition. The point of the Blue Ocean Strategy book was that brands needed to start moving to blue ocean mindsets in order to create markets, not just compete within red oceans. And there are tons of wonderful examples of this. Think HubSpot, for example, who didn't just chase topics in the crowded sales automation or marketing automation space in 2007. They invented an entire new category called inbound marketing, a blue ocean mindset. More recently, think Savannah Bananas. They ditched minor league baseball and the competition in that and built baseball as entertainment. This alternative, a blue ocean strategy, well, it's about pioneering new markets with no or little competition. And it sounds great, right? That's what we should all be thinking about. Here's the reality. In our modern world, blue oceans, they don't stay blue for very long anymore. I mean, look what's happening in the blue ocean of generative AI and how red it's gotten in literally 2 years. Technology democratizes ideas fast these days. Anything truly innovative gets copied and copied and copied again until that ocean is really red. Right now, most brands are fighting in some red ocean, hyper-competitive, oversaturated markets. Again, think MarTech or streaming or automotive. Everybody's screaming for attention, but no one's standing out. So where do we go from here? Well, we're in a new place with generative AI, which is both a blessing and a curse for content and marketing. On one hand, it's got the opportunity to accelerate production, personalization, efficiency. On the other hand, it may also erode differentiation as companies increasingly rely on AI to generate the same regurgitated insights optimized for the same search queries, tailored for the same audiences as everybody else out there. A red ocean indeed. There is a third way, however, different from red oceans and blue oceans, and starts to make a little bit of sense. Enter what we call purple oceans, where differentiation meets demand. Instead of chasing trends, you devote at least a portion of your efforts to creating trends. Instead of competing for the hottest topics, you work for your brand to own the next conversation. So how do you actually do this? Well, 3 things we've seen be successful. 1, introduce valuable friction. Yeah, I've been talking about valuable friction a lot of late, and everybody right now is obsessed with making content faster, easier, frictionless, getting it out, quantity, quantity, quantity. But here's the thing. Friction can be valuable in this way because it makes people pause, engage, and think. So, challenge conventional wisdom. Ask the bold questions that make people stop. Create interactive content that requires effort in order to fill out. Slow down the buyer's journey intentionally to build trust. Purple oceans aren't about efficiency, they're about distinction. 2, Target the pre-audience. Stop focusing only on who's ready to buy today, which we can get wrapped around the axle on, and that's red ocean thinking. And instead ask maybe, who's going to be searching next? Who isn't in market yet, but will be? Creating content that shapes how the market thinks before they even realize they need you. Good example of this. Instead of, quote, best AI tools to scale content in 2025, crowded red ocean, maybe if I was a marketer focused on this, I would say, how AI reshapes brand differentiation in 2026, future-facing purple ocean. Don't find that demand, create the demand. Build an owned audience. Don't build your entire foundation or overinvest in rented attention. And we've talked about that for years, of course. SEO, algorithm changes are wrecking you daily. Social media, you don't own the platform. Paid ads, the second you stop spending it, leads vanish. Now, of course, we should do all of these things, but at least part of our new modern strategy should be focused on addressable audience, newsletters that people want, communities that provide unique value, content platforms that establish trust and that friction outside the algorithm. The brands that control their own audience relationships, they're the ones who are going to survive AI's content takeover. AI isn't killing content, it's simply making the most probable answer, the only answer, available to more people. It's up to us to create the improbable, the different answers that will set our brand apart. You want to know more? Dive into my full-length article here, and the question is, are you still chasing red oceans, or are you ready to create your own purple ocean? It's your story. Tell it well.